Good evening. Sri Lanka has got a new Prime Minister and his name is Ranil Wickramasinghe. But this is not the first time Mr. Ranil Wickramasinghe has been appointed as a Prime Minister. So far, he has been appointed as the Prime Minister for 5 times, and now this is the sixth time. On May 12th, 2022, the President of Sri Lanka, Gotabaya Rajapaksa, has appointed Ranil Wickramasinghe as the Prime Minister of Sri Lanka. Earlier, it was Mahinda Rajapaksa. Mahinda Rajapaksa is the elder brother of the President Gotabaya Rajapaksa. And if you look at Sri Lanka, this is very much in crisis. This is very deep into the crisis. That is the reason why lots of violence is taking place in Sri Lanka. And because of these reasons, the Prime Minister has submitted the resignation letter. And today you got, meaning starting from May 12th, 2022, you got a new Prime Minister by name Ranil Wickramasinghe. And kindly remember, though he was appointed as the Prime Minister earlier, never he completed the complete 5 years. Clear? And as far as Sri Lanka is concerned, definitely you are going to get a question in any forthcoming examination. The reason is this is our neighbor, and number two, whenever Sri Lanka is in crisis, India always extended its hand. Even now also, India is providing huge support to Sri Lanka. That is the reason why Sri Lanka is always there in the news, and definitely you will be getting the question from Sri Lanka. You must remember the name of the president. You must remember the name of the prime minister. Kindly remember whatever the names I told you today, that is for today. Say for example, current president is Gotabaya Rajapaksa. Current prime minister is Ranil Wickramasinghe. And these are the current points. So at any point of time in future, these people may be changed. New people, new persons may occupy these offices. Again, at that time, we need to update. Clear? And whatever the names that are present during your examination, that will be the answer. Am I clear? That is the reason why we have to read newspaper. We have to update ourselves from time to time. Now, I would like to open the document and show you the points related to Sri Lanka. Have a look at this. Sri Lankan President Gotabaya Rajapaksa on May 12th, 2022 appointed the former Prime Minister Ranil Wickramasinghe as the Premier, and this is in a bid to restore stability in the island nation. We know that Sri Lanka is an island. In the midst of political impasse and stifling economic crisis. And when it comes to Ranil Wickramasinghe, he is currently 73 years. This is the sixth time he has been appointed to the office, but never he finished a full term. But when it comes to Ranil Wickramasinghe, he will have the task of arresting the devastating impact of the island's economic downturn. That too under President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, who is fiercely detested by disgruntling citizens demanding his resignation. There is a serious demand in Sri Lanka for the resignation of the President Gotabaya Rajapaksa. That is the reason, I told you, at any time, either he may resign or he may be overthrown, anything may happen, or he may continue. But for us, for the examination point of view, who is the President of Sri Lanka at the time of your examination, that is important. Who is the Prime Minister of Sri Lanka at the time of your examination, that is important. And these two names for today. Today is May 16th, 2022. Right? So let's go ahead and have a discussion. Look at this now. So when it comes to Mr. Gotabaya Rajapaksa's older brother Mahinda Rajapaksa resigned as the Prime Minister on May 9th, 2022, and it happened hours after his supporters violently attacked anti-government protesters. Meaning is simple, Mahinda Rajapaksa resigned on May 9th, 2022. Later, Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe has been appointed as the Prime Minister of Sri Lanka by the President Gotabaya Rajapaksa. Kindly remember, if you look at Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe, he belongs to, United National Party UNP. It was decimated in 2020 general elections, in which Rajapaksas secured two-thirds majority. But if you look at, Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe, currently he is the only member of the parliament from his party. But he lost the elections in 2020. Even then, his party nominated him to the legislature on the national list through Sri Lanka's proportional representation system that allocates political parties a certain number of seats based on the total votes polled. Because of this reason, Ranil Wickremesinghe became a member of the parliament, and from his party, United National Party, he is the only member in parliament. Now that person has been appointed as the Prime Minister, though there was so much of opposition from various corners for not to appoint Ranil Wickremesinghe as the Prime Minister. The President went ahead, and of course, even against the President, so there are demands that he should resign. So what is going to happen in Sri Lanka, that we need to wait and watch. Right? So please follow the issues that are related to Sri Lanka very closely and very carefully. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next session.